Sky, can you grab me a drink? I'm parched.
I sure can, good buddy Jackson.
Thanks, friend.
Where's the... There we go. It's ice cold.
I'll put it up here, put it up here.
Yeah, you're right.
We got the fridge.
We're proud jug fridge owners.
Look at this shit.
I immediately slammed my microphone into it.
We got them both. Woo! Yeah, I've been wanting this bitch since it came out. It makes 3 noises.
It's not opening. Hold it down.
Fuck.
It's sealed.
You broke it.
It's been sealed shut.
Holy shit.
It's like actually. I'm glad you also struggled with it, so it didn't just look like I was a weak little baby.
It makes those 3 noises
And then it loops.
in a looping fashion, which I didn't know.
Like, why doesn't it make the jug jingle sound?
Yeah, this is the first
That does-
guest on Pot of the Dead. Second guest, we already had Juice World.
Yep.
But
Rest in
now
peace.
we have the Juggernog fridge. Yeah, we caught this bitch on Etsy. Not Etsy, that's a lie. On eBay.
eBay.
And it's hype.
It's the jug fridge.
This is the official Call of Duty Zombies merchandise.
Yeah, after years of not having it, we found
Yeah.
it on eBay. It was only like 400.
It was $400 plus taxes and shipping made it $480.
Yeah, 480 total. We both chipped in. We put 240 each,
Yep.
and we got the jug fridge.
So yeah,
I
now
don't know
we've,
why I struggled with.
but yeah,
fridge
we've
so
got
much.
it. Take a tug on that sweet, sweet jug.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I've been I remember when it was like announced that this was the thing. I was like, Mom, you gotta come on, Mom. She was like, that's $200. We're kind of poor. And I was like, fuck, no, it's good though. Don't worry about it. Get it. And then I didn't get it, and I was sad. And then I finally made it happen. We got it.
Yeah, years later, but
7 years later, in fact, but we have it.
yeah, doesn't matter how long it is. You can always make your dreams happen. You've
Make
always
them
got
dreams
time.
come true.
You've always got time, guys.
Unless
no
you
matter
get,
what.
Unless you get shot. You know what? Go back to her. She misses you. Talk to her. All right. She misses you, Sky.
Got someone I need to unblock.
So yeah, welcome back to Bottle of the Dead.
What's up, everyone?
Episode 35.
This is. I'm gonna say it at the top of the episode. This one's gonna be a banger.
Let's give me a banger
This is
We
gonna
got
be
we
good
got a couple
episode.
things. Got a couple things lined up.
We got some discussions. Jack's got some dumb stories or whatever that he wants to
Nothing
say.
crazy. Nothing crazy.
Get your stories out of the way. I want
That's
to.
what I was gonna do.
Knock them out real
So,
quick, and then we'll get to
both
the cool
of them are. So I have 2. Maybe I'll remember more. Oh, actually, well, I'll start with it is a story. We might be able to get a bunch of new shit, just like a bunch of cool stuff for relatively cheap. Because I've got a buddy at work who needs to 3D print or needs to set up blueprints for shit that he can then 3D print. And he asked me if I could like give him shit so we could practice. And I was like, fuck yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's hype. We got a guy who can just 3D print us stuff.
And I was
now.
like, so if I were to do this, I would be having you make things from Call of Duty Zombies. Have you ever played the map Origins? And he was like, yes. And I was like, so I want a staff.
hell yeah.
And he was like, cool. He was like, I was like, yeah. So do you make? Because he was like, yeah. I made I'm making like a drone chassis. Said it right. He said it right, and I was like, I don't really want to talk about it. But he has like making that. He has like another thing. They were both like legitimate things. And I was like, okay. So what I don't want you to do normal stuff. Like, yeah, I've made like big dildos for my friends, and I was like, cool.
That's pretty sick.
Got it.
Very cool.
No, want to make sure we know what the vibe is. So yeah, got that. So we're gonna
That's
get a
hype.
bunch of new shit. Preferably, or initially a staff. I think I might try to have him make a crystal axe.
Chrysalax could be.
I'm trying
cool.
to think of stuff because he can only make things that are like 7 inches long at a single time. So I'm trying to think of things that are either 7 inches long, or they can easily be assembled.
Yeah,
right?
like a staff you can like assemble.
Yeah, you can
It's
just get the
easy.
fucking like the click in it.
go
you know?
go like 7 inches at a time,
yeah,
and then you're killing it.
just like me.
Hey.
But so like that, the Crystal Axe both can do that. So maybe not with the Crystal Axe, but it's what we got a guy. I got a guy.
Yeah, there's definitely things that can be made. There's other stuff we're not thinking about for sure
Definitely.
that will get made and become podcast props.
Yeah. So we got that. A story. So I'm sitting there, right? It's like 5 o'clock. I'm like, damn, it's my lunch. It's my 10-minute break. I'm taking. I'm chilling. My friend comes in. We're talking about wrestling because he made a reference to a wrestler named MJF, which I don't want to talk about enough, but I don't want to talk about really. But we're talking about a thing that's being called a mark, which is like it's like a term. It's like an idiot wrestling fan essentially. You're a piece of shit wrestling fan. And so then he goes, look over there, that kid's a mark. And I'm like 5 minutes in break. I'm in like the back of the break room. I turn over, and Sky is walked in and sat at a different table
Across the room.
and not said a word to me. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? This is the first day Sky went full time today. Congratulations.
I'm not officially full time, but
you've joined hell.
yeah, there's like a formality stuff. That
Yeah,
I
he's
gotta
got
do
formality
I gotta
stuff,
get
but-
onboarded still.
But he's definitely.
I'm doing the hours now.
They're confident enough that they are going to give you the hours. If they were going to give you the hours and then not hire you, that would be bad for them.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do that. So so I was like, this fucker rolled up. This bitch lives with me, and he didn't say a goddamn word.
Yeah.
So we
get
called
fucked.
him a mark a little bit, and I flipped him off like 8 times,
Yeah.
and it was funny.
Good interaction.
So okay, then earlier in the
Net
day,
positive, I would say.
sure. So earlier in the day, I'm talking to a guy about basketball because I'm rooting for the Boston Celtics in the finals, and they, as of the recording of this video, have gone down 3-2 as of yesterday. And I was talking about it, and I was like, man, all logic and reason says that Golden State's gonna win this series, but I can't get it out of my head that I think Boston's gonna win. Then this guy is walking by, hears a little bit, and then goes, bet 500 right now. I'll bet 500 Golden State's going to win. I was like, what? $5? No, 500. And I was like, what?
My God.
What is wrong with you? No.
It's like he knew who you were. Did he know? Does he know who you are? Did you just say that randomly?
It's Kevin, not the one you know.
Okay.
The Kevin that's a machinist, and not the Kevin that's in QC or the Kevin who's in the office.
I got you.
And so,
Do they know that you're a gambling addict?
I think they might know that I gamble a little. But I don't know, but like,
I'm just trying to gauge the level of like, because if
I
they know that
talked
you're
to
like
him a
a
bit.
gambling guy,
I talked to
then,
him a
like,
bit.
This is a little less crazy. If
he's a
that's
guy
him.
that I banter with, not really a guy that like I talk to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But so he's like, but 500 on it right now, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he just started yelling at me, and I was like, dude,
That's
what?
funny. That's funny.
$500. Here's the thing. Here's what's interesting, is that he came in and thought that I was like, I don't think Boston can win this, and was like, I'll put 500 on it. Boston wins. And then I was like, no, I'm saying that I can't get out of here that I think Boston's gonna win. And then he was like, okay, 500 Golden State. I was like, what are...
Dude just really wants to put 500 on.
And I was like, so here's the thing. So I didn't say this, but like I was like, that's crazy. Then I walked away.
yeah.
And then I was like, so what's interesting is that there's no fucking shot he pays out if I win.
Yeah, he's just trying to get you to agree so that if he wins, you pay him.
Zero world he pays out.
Yeah.
He's just going to not believe that he's going to talk as if it didn't happen, and then
But then if he wins, he's gonna expect you to pay out in full.
yeah, because he's a bit of a dick. So we have toolboxes, and it's really funny because he's a bit of a bitch in the way that like we need like parts to set up our machine to make sure we don't fuck up the actual parts. So they're just setup parts.
Yep.
And he whines a lot about shit. So they put Kevin Crybaby, his last name, and then wham 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 on his box. When I got there, that's what it said on his toolbox.
That's so funny.
And I was like, that's... And then people were like, yeah, because Kevin's just going to fucking cry about it. And I was like, that's insane that y'all did that to a grown man.
It's really funny.
Like a man with like a 40-year-old man with multiple children. Y'all put Kevin Crybaby blank wah 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 on his box. That's so fucked up.
That's really funny though.
But he does suck, and he does deserve it a little bit.
Yeah.
He doesn't totally,
I
he doesn't
don't know
totally
this
suck,
guy.
but he's a little bit annoying.
I don't know this guy at all. I
Yeah.
just think it's funny that they went and put Kevin Crybaby wah 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 on his toolbox.
Yeah. I've also decided. So I don't know. I don't remember if I told him in the podcast, but remember when Ty told me he made it around 200 on presumably Kino with his son?
Yep.
I think I'm gonna call him out on it.
Okay. You're just gonna walk up. You
It's-
lied to me.
No, I'm gonna try to work zombies into a conversation and be like, yeah, I actually got around 100 recently. Cause yeah, you said you got something with your son, right? Yeah. What map was that? Damn, bro, that's disrespectful. What do you he's like? What do you mean? I'm like, that you just lied to me like that. That like
I would be-
that you don't believe that like I know this enough to know that you're lying. And he's gonna be like, huh? And then the end goal is that he hits me. Because then he'll get fired. I fucking hate Tyson. Dude. That's the end goal. That's what I'm hoping for. Is that he gets fucking fired.
I wasn't ready for that, dude. The end goal is that he hits me. I want him gone. Get him out of here.
I was thinking, not like that he hits me, but Jack, I very vague, like I was far away, I couldn't hear him super well. But from what I heard him say a couple things, then him go, well, you know, guns aren't the problem. And I was like, holy shit. And then I told my dad, and he was like, yeah, well, so if he says that and you're over there, just be like, yeah, well, you know, I think it's okay to have a gun unless you're a felon. Because he's a felon. He has like multiple DUIs. So I was like, that would be so fucking funny.
That's fucked up.
That
and
would
really
be
funny.
really funny. Because he'd get pissed about it. He would get mad.
Felon rights.
God, that would be really funny. He'd be like, yeah, no, just as long as you're not a felon, actually, right, Jack? Right?
You know, like most people can be responsible gun owners, but like if you have a felony,
I don't know, man, I think you're a bad guy.
I think you're kind of fucked at that point.
But nah, man, it's crazy over in the Bolt factory, dude.
Place be nuts.
And then Mike's talking about like my mom, and I was like, yeah, because my mom's a massage therapist, so you know,
I thought you were gonna say my mom's a misogynist.
cool. Well, Mike's weird, bro. So we're talking, and he was like, yeah, well, I might actually. He was like, oh yeah, I might have my wife go there because my wife's got a lot of muscle problems. I was like, yeah, so be aware, my mom will fucking beat the shit out of your wife with that because that shit hurts and you will be sore for days, but it'll help your muscles. And he was like, yeah, well, I'd go, but I'd probably turn into Deshaun Watson. You know who Deshaun Watson is, guy?
Nope.
Deshaun Watson's an NFL quarterback.
Is he
Deshaun
gay?
Watson, what?
Is he gay?
No, he's not. Deshaun Watson is currently in the middle of a legal case because he has 25 sexual assault allegations against him.
Oh, it's that
right now.
guy. Yeah, it's that guy.
25, all from massage therapists. And he said he would be him.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Ooh.
And I was like,
Oh.
huh. Weird that you're like, if I got a massage from a woman, I'd probably rape her. What? What?
It's crazy the things that people will say.
He also said, quote, well, you know, I don't agree with gay people.
Yeah, that's why I said the gay thing. That's why that
He
was
said
the first thought.
misogynist.
Well, no, but then I asked if the dude who is a rapist is actually gay.
No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But no, he said that he, quote, doesn't agree with people being gay. Quote. He said those words to me.
It's crazy.
And I was like,
that's just a thing.
What?
That's just a thing that some people say.
It's crazy to me that he wasn't, like, that he was just comfortable with that.
Yeah, because that's been like the norm for so long.
That like he would.
That's just how it be.
That like I don't talk to him outside of work. I like Mike. Is he homophobic and sexist? Yes, but listen, man.
Who isn't, to be honest?
I'm taking what I can get at work, dude. I need someone who talks about football, and he's it. He is genuinely the only guy anywhere near my area who talks about football and has any semblance of a reason to know what they're talking about. So I need somebody.
Gotta have someone in your corner,
But
even if it is Mike the sexist.
yeah, I was like, what?
People get real comfortable with just saying shit like that. They just start popping off.
He
dude.
also
It's
so he was talking about an NBA player. I think I told you this before, and he was like, "Damn, that was a F slur move." Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. You know, I meant no offense by it, but that was an F slur move. And I was like, "What? That's crazy."
That's like that. That's what?
Like,
That's fucking.
like if he goes, "That was an F slur," I'm sorry. I meant no offense by that. Apologies. I'm like, okay,
Whatever.
Like, I'm like,
whatever.
it means something about you, but whatever. You're
Whatever.
apologizing for it because
You at least like.
you're acknowledging that you shouldn't say it. But then he immediately repeated it, and I was like,
Just said
that's
it anyway.
crazy.
Fuck it.
That's crazy.
Whatever.
I was like, that's nuts.
Dude's nuts.
That's nuts, dude.
Going nuts in the nuts and bolts factory.
I think that's all I got.
Crazy.
Uh,
No other funny work tales?
if you could. Oh, I might be a producer for a different podcast if it happens.
Oh yeah, featuring isn't who's on it?
Featuring Mike.
Featuring Mike, yeah. I thought so.
Featuring the two characters of today's story, Mike and my friend from who is Colin Sky Mark.
Yep.
Featuring them.
Yep.
Because they have so Logan is the other guy. He was talking to Mike. He's like, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And Mike's like, "Yeah, cool. I'd love to come on a podcast." And there was a miscommunication because Mike thought that Logan had a podcast that he would be on for an episode when Logan asked Mike if he wanted to start a podcast. Mike didn't know that and has since put off talking about it in like legitimate detail to be like, what are we going to do? When are we going to do this? Is it going to be in person? He has put off like specifics for that as long as possible.
That sounds like a very me move.
Yes, but you will just go silent. He will pretend as if he cares,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Worse, I would say.
I would say worse because you'll go, yeah, maybe, and you're like,
You can
and
kind of tell when I'm
you're
not in it.
and you're like, that's not gonna happen, which
Yeah.
isn't good. To be clear, I'm not like you're cool.
I'm better
for that.
about that, but
Yeah, you're
still.
definitely better for that about that.
Laundry machine going
Jesus
nuts.
Christ, I was. But yeah, so he fucking says that, and then I talked to Logan. I was like, yeah, so I actually I don't want to encroach on your space or anything, but like, you know, if I want to be I'd be a producer. I think it could be really fun. You guys talking about nerd shit, and then I'm like, well, actually, this is what happened, and I think I could do that, and I could just be that guy. So if that happens, I'll promote it on here. But then he was like, yeah, so Mike's been pretty non-committal about it, and I was like, well, really. So, yeah.
That's how it's going down.
That's the stories that I think I have. Do you have any stories, Sky?
I don't have any stories. Full-time work is hard. 10-hour days are
Yeah.
long.
Oh, smaller one. We went to a baseball game with our work.
Ba-da-da-ba-da.
Baseball. So me, Sky, and Logan are just talking. We're just vibing. I think we're talking about TV shows like Better Call Saul. I was getting made fun of because he made fun of me because I was like, my favorite show is BoJack, and he's like, oh, you're one of those guys.
That's Better Call Saul.
Yeah. But I was like, so my favorite show is BoJack. He's like, oh, I bet you loved Rick and Morty, and I was like, I mean, when I was in like 8th grade, yeah. I'm not that. I'm a different human now, though. And then our boss, Jordan, just rolls up, and Logan's in the middle of a sentence, and he just cuts him off and goes, "Sorry, guys, I got a problem." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
My conversation.
We were all a little...
Jack, roleplay. You're Logan right now, and I'm Jordan.
So I'm like, I better call
Guys.
actually.
I got a fucking problem.
and then
Said those exact words. That's a direct quote.
you said that.
He
You said,
no.
"Guys, I got a fucking problem."
No.
Oh,
He was screaming at us, though.
guys.
I have a problem with you.
So he goes, guys, I got a problem. Looks over this guy like, everybody's calling you Mini Me. And I was like, oh, yeah, because people think he looks like him. He doesn't.
It's not even like that close.
And then I
really.
had to be like, yeah, well, that's actually an insult to you, Jordan, because this guy sucks. Because I'm just doing the work banter.
You have to go with it.
Because he is the, like,
He's big
the
guy.
boss.
Big guy Jordan.
You know, there's like, we have our floor where it's like, oh, this is where all the shit's made. He's head guy. There's obviously levels above him where you got corporate, you have the whole building, because there's the manufacturing area, but then there's like the industrial services area.
He's boss of the manufacturing area,
and
right?
the business. Yes, but he's manufacturing boss.
Yeah.
So like, if we want something, we go to like the highest we can realistically go is to him, unless we go to him and he's like, I raped your mother. Then we're like, well, we're gonna go to corporate with that, right? You know.
What the fuck?
So, barring that occurrence,
my God,
that's as far as we're gonna go.
Why is that where you went to?
I don't know.
What the fuck, man?
I
You
just tried to think of something.
got rape on the mind, apparently. Talking about Mike, Jesus.
Yeah, and then also that green text. It was really funny. I read like a green text. The guy was like, "Yeah, my dad was a police officer, and it was super cool. He like would drive me around in his car, then go, 'You want to go for the lights up ride?' And I was like, 'Yeah.' So then we drive around, and I would go to school and I'd brag about it. I really loved my dad, but then I learned that he raped my sister, and my mom killed him. I was like, oh shit!" And I thought it was really funny. It's a funny green text. Not in a funny situation, but a funny fucking
green text, yeah.
But also that you posted shit on fucking 4chan.
Yeah.
With green text and then change it to red text when it's like, and then he raped my sister. And then he got murdered.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
All right, well, I'm all about done with this, with his yapping. I want to talk.
My favorite green text is still, it's the generated one that's like the... So I was looking for a gym, and I asked the receptionist if it's creepy or wet, and she said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" It's a good gym, sir. And he was like, "I got a membership. It was wet." It's so good. A fucking AI generated that shit.
I read like one of them, like 4 of them that I think were all like generated or something. Oh, bro, you seen Dolly?
Dolly's fucking insane.
It's so funny.
It's
dude.
fucking insane.
Dude, I tried to type in your boy Sky and then it wouldn't work.
That makes sense.
It was like there's too much traffic, which doesn't mean that it's not a thing.
That is true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm done with this yapping. I'm here to talk about Call of Duty
Let's
Zombies.
talk about some fucking zombies, boys. This episode, we're bringing back an old segment.
Yeah.
The question.
The big question.
Big question of this episode. It's kind of it's what?
Triple. It's triple.
Yeah, 3-parter.
3-parter.
We're talking map layouts. What map has the most interesting layout? The best layout? The worst layout? Let's discuss.
Apparently Ezra Miller kidnapped a girl. Moving on.
I thought we were done with Yap and Jackson.
Well, I said moving on. So, I think we should start with the most interesting first. And
interesting is definitely.
And I am not going to lie to you. I completely stopped thinking about this whole thing.
I'm glad that you said that first because I also did the exact same thing.
Yeah, we were playing the map of the week, which is 5.
Yeah,
and
we were running some 5
and then this guy was like, what's the most interesting map layout? And I was like, oh, that's a good question. We sat there, thought about it for a bit, and we're like, man, this is actually a really good question. Well, we'll think about it more when we leave. And then both of us stopped instantly.
Yep,
in fairness to me, I was pretty bonked at that point.
Yeah, and then I'm me, so it just left my brain.
And you were always bonked.
Yeah,
which is why you don't like it, because it's just
more of the same.
Double trouble. Prepare for trouble. Make it double. Pokemon. Okay. Most interesting map. So we're gonna have to think about this right now. Most interesting map layout.
I think the easiest way is to just go through the games.
Right. That's on.
World at War does not have any
Not
interesting.
even
the most interesting of World at War, I guess the most unique is probably just Shino because it branches instead of just goes in a circle.
I would have said that it was Verrucht due to it splitting you at spawn.
I mean, I guess the spawn split, But I mean, the actual layout of the map as a whole is just a circle.
Yeah, but I think the spawn split's important.
The spawn split's I guess that's more unique than Shino.
Yeah, because it just kind of goes in branches, which is definitely a thing that's happened other places. I don't remember. I can't tell you where, but it's definitely a thing that's happened other places.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of happens in Call of the Dead. You know, like stamina up is
I mean, yeah,
is
a
fairly
lot of
out of the way in a dead end.
Most maps have like branches.
Mule kick is dead ended.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Most maps have branches like that. Most like modern maps, I think, have branches and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1, it is 5 because it just has the 3-layered thing.
I think you could say that Moon has a pretty unique layout as well.
Does it? Doesn't it have an interesting layout? I don't.
I think comparatively, especially with the BO1 maps, it's comparatively definitely unique because like it starts on Area 51, you have to teleport into the map, and then it's got like you've got like your circle area you get to power, and then it's got like the branch that branches off into 2 things.
I mean,
I think
other than Area 51, which is definitely unique, because it's just just the way that it works is super unique.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't know the layout of Moon
well. I think it's quite a simple layout. It's just like an oval that has branches in between, which is like what zombies maps are.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I get Call of the Dead probably is like.
I don't know if I could
similar.
Call the Dead interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that it's like similar to Moon in that it's kind of like you got like your circle type
actually
thing.
Actually good though.
Actually good, yeah.
And BO2, I would argue all of the Zelensky maps are interesting.
Yeah, all of the maps have like Transit has a very unique layout. Die Rise has a very unique layout. Buried certainly has a unique layout. Not as much, but
I think the implementation of the Paralyzer makes it unique.
Yeah, the map is designed around the Paralyzer, which really helps it.
Yeah. And then I think Mob is pretty unique because it's 2 areas that, like, it's 2 completely separate areas with an area to get in between them and then the gondola.
Yeah. So it's like connected, but it's also very distinctly
but
different areas.
Clearly different.
Yeah.
'Cause one is like satanic and the other one is like outside and rainy.
Yeah. There's a very clear like split. And then Origins, I would say too.
Is it because it's very, very open.
Yeah, Origins is very open. It's like it's got like the branching paths from Spawn, but then it has kind of like the one middle area that it opens out into, and then that's just like a whole big area.
Yeah, and it's just really big.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's any inherently bigger than any other map. I think that it just all feels massive.
It feels very big, and then there's also no fast travels.
Yeah.
Which is cringe.
Cringe.
But yeah, I will credit where it's due. Everything in BO2 feels super unique.
It's unique.
And it's unique in different ways from each other.
Yeah.
Like everything, it's not just like you got a bunch of stuff that's different in BO2, but it's like samey within that.
Yeah.
It's all different.
It's all different.
It's all different.
Yeah. Then BO3, I feel like BO3 has less interesting layouts.
BO3 feels like it kind of hones in on what makes a good layout a little bit.
Does.
Everything has like a solid layout.
Revelations is an interesting layout.
Revelation, I mean, I guess.
Definitely interesting. There's teleporters going into fucking Noct, and every area is completely individualized. However, there is a teleporter or a jump pad going from one area to the other. It is definitely unique.
Yeah, that's definitely
mixing in
unique.
Like areas from every single map, which are like it just is super unique.
Yeah.
Is it good?
No. No.
This is the last we're going to talk about Revelations. But
yeah, I think it's probably the most unique of BO3 though.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Other than that, everything has like I think just well-crafted layouts.
Well, most of it also has well-crafted layouts. Hot Take City. I don't like the layout.
What?
Hot Take City. Because I don't like the layout of Crovy.
Oh yeah, Crovy. I think I also don't like the Crovy layout. I don't know if it's even. I don't know exactly what it is about Crovy. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I think in theory it should flow well, but then when I play it, it just doesn't feel good.
It just don't. I don't know. I can't tell you why.
I feel like I need to play Crovy more. I need to put more time in
Yeah,
it.
we both need to put a bunch of time into Crovy. We need to do like a revisiting Crovy app
That could be fun.
where
maybe.
we like played a bunch of Crovy and we're like, what is it?
What is it about the map?
Because like everybody else is like goated. S tier.
Everybody loves Crovy.
Like if you watch the Noah video where he ranks all the maps, Crovy gets like to the end.
Crovy's in the final round. Yeah.
It's in the final round and gets votes. And like
Should have gotten beat by Ancient Evil.
Ben should got beat by Ancient Evil, bro. Ben should got beat.
Should have gotten beaten by fucking like Kino. I don't know if I'd say that actually.
I don't know. The boss fight's really cool,
Boss fight's good.
but I don't know, man. It just every time I play it, I feel weird.
Yeah, Crovy. I just don't like the vibe of Crovy. I wish I could say exactly what
Maybe
about
it's
the layout is.
trying too hard. You know,
I don't know if that's. I don't know.
because like I've always felt like the vibes were off too.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's that it's trying too hard, and it's like, and then there's big. It sounds like a 5-year-old, and then it's World War II, and there's big robots, but there's also dragons, and then flying 3-armed robots that shoot out zombies that are electrified. Ooh, and then you could get a dragon on your arm, little baby dragon that shoots out fire.
To be fair, most of that is cool shit.
It is, but like
It does. I get your point that like
But it just-
all of that is like just a 5-year-old going.
it
Like,
just sounds like a
there's
5-year-old.
that dragons and dragon on your arm, and you can ride the dragon. There's robots that shoot lightning at you,
It just feels
and then they're the worst mini boss in zombies. Maybe, probably not the worst, but they're.
we'll
I mean, Nova
we'll
crawlers.
come back to that.
Nova crawlers,
especially
obviously.
Alpha Mango Nova crawlers. We'll move on to BO4 layouts. I don't know enough about BO4 layouts. You know what has a fucking great BO4 layout?
What?
Dead of the Night. I think Dead of the Night bangs.
Really?
I fucking love Dead of the Night. The way that it feels. Dude, I get mad.
What?
I want them to.
Just-
Chaos was good. Chaos was really good.
Chaos is really good.
I'm mad at myself because I did not give a single fuck about Chaos.
We are part of the problem.
we aren't. We were because now
We
we're
were
like,
part of. Yeah.
please bring it back.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we started when we started this podcast. I was like, BO4 doesn't exist.
Yeah, that was like the thing up until we did the BO4 episode. We were
Yeah.
just like BO4 not relevant to the discussion because it's BO4, and we just didn't give it a chance. And to be fair, the Aether maps are mostly not good.
Mostly not good.
I think Classified is fine. I think Blood is bad. Alpha Omega is bad, and then Togder Toten is pretty good.
Yeah. But
In terms of unique layouts, definitely Dead of the Night is definitely like
I really like the layout of Dead of the Night. I feel like
it
it
don't know,
moves.
it's got the different like
Ooh,
branches.
goddamn.
It's
You hear that?
interesting. Nice crack.
Ow. It's a really. I just really like it though. Maybe just because I like the mansion vibes.
Mansion vibes are good, and then it's got all your different branches. You got like the middle area in the mansion, then you go off to the different side paths, and they've got all their things to do in their sides of the mansion. You can go outside and stuff, and they've got all their things.
Yeah.
And then you get everything set up, and then you can go to the Pack-a-Punch, which is through the front door of the mansion.
I
You
think
go
it's
out
that
into
it's
the,
like
maze vibe area.
It isn't very big, but it feels big.
I think it is big, isn't it?
I don't think it's massive. 'Cause
It's not massive, but like it's a big map.
I don't think it's a big map.
Is it not? I feel like it's a pretty big map.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
not-
I don't think it is big, but I feel like it feels big.
It definitely feels big. I'd
It
have to
feels big.
replay it to
I
actually
think
tell you.
the best thing for a map to do, like if we're talking on size, I think it should feel big, but it isn't big.
Yeah, like because Dead of the Night does flow, and you can get everywhere pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And it works, but it feels like you're really like a part of something big. Like you got a whole mansion. You've got like multiple outside areas that you can go to.
Yep.
I agree. I want to replay Dead of the Night now. God damn it. God damn it. I want to go play more BO4.
Another interesting layout is Voyage of Despair.
Voyage, I think, has a fun layout. I like it.
See, that's where we differ. I enjoy Voyage. I think that the layout is. Do I don't like it? I don't know. Talk me into liking it.
I'm always a fan of like the just close quarter stuff. Something that I appreciate about Voyage as well is that the spawn room, it's a very linear path. Obviously, you've got like the one direction that you go in, but it still gives you kind of a choice.
You went the one direction. I heard singing "Big Time Rush." That was weird. That's why I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I thought I said something. I was like, "What the hell did I say?"
I was gonna go oh. But
One Direction, yeah.
But then I did that and was like So yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, I like the sort of choice that the spawn room gives you, where it's like you've got different paths where you can go either topside, where it's I think it's a little bit faster to get there topside, but the lower deck is, I think, a little bit safer. It's more open. It's a small like choice, but what?
Might be true. I don't know.
Yeah, so something like that. I like. I kind of also just like the linear progression of it being on the Titanic. It's just a cool setting, and then just feeling like you're progressing in that one direction. I guess I like that vibe sometimes for a map. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's definitely a small map.
A small map?
Yeah.
I think Voyage is the opposite of Dead of the Night, where it feels like a bit of a smaller map, but it's a pretty big map. There's like a lot of area in Voyage of Despair.
Perhaps.
There's like a lot of area. Just to get from like one end of the boat to the other takes like a bit.
Yeah.
And then it's got like the whole underground area and like the in-between stuff. There's like 3 floors of decks and shit that you can like fully explore. Like there's a lot of area on Voyage.
Yeah,
it's all like very closely compacted.
Yeah, maybe there are like 3 layers.
Yeah, everything's kind of on top of each other, but each section is like its own area.
You could say that it's like it's a really close quarters map. There's 3 layers to it. It's something that we both.
Yeah,
really
I see what
enjoy.
you're doing. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, you get it. That's about all I have to say for the BO4 maps.
In terms of unique, at least.
I don't know them well enough.
I think one thing worth mentioning is Blood of the Dead. The opening area is pretty unique because I think it's one of the only times in Treyarch Zombies, maybe the only time, where you have something so like cinematic for like the opening of a map, and so like the linear like catwalk section,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely unique. Once you get past that, it's just Mob, but worse, obviously, because it's just Alcatraz with like more area.
Oh my god!
It's
so
see
bad.
the crazy thing is that like
Watch out for the fridge.
Yeah, I know. It's I guess spoilers, but like Mob of the Dead has a really good layout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's something people are going to be surprised by or debate us on.
This is the episode. We talk about it. It's not like we're spoiling something crazy.
Yeah, it's Mob of the Dead has a really good layout, I think, and then Blood of the Dead with like some simple changes makes it so much worse.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like Blood of the Dead. After you go through the catwalk section, you get into the prison, but then there's like you don't have a choice on where you can go at all. You just have to go down to the citadels. There's no gondola or anything because you have to get down there to get the power on.
It's just so cringe.
Which I think it doesn't work as well on Blood of the Dead. It doesn't feel as good to play.
Yeah, because don't you just not do that and just go left at a spawn rather than through the catwalk? And this power's just kind of right there.
What?
On Blood, don't you just go out of the fucking spawn and then power's just like kind of on your left?
Yes.
So yeah, there's just like no progression to power.
I mean, there is, because you do that, and then the warden shuts it off, and then you have to get down to the docks.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't play enough Blood.
It's not a good layout, though. It doesn't feel good to play. The new areas don't add anything. It's also way too big, and the fast travels are very poorly placed, and they're incredibly slow.
You do hate Blood of the Dead.
Also, no Afterlife cringe.
Cringe curb muffin.
The Hell's Retriever is worse on the map. I'm ranting about why Blood is bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was letting you talk.
Yeah, Blood sucks, dude.
Every once in a while, I'll just go, bro. Because why do the excavators? Why do they do that? Why is the hacker like so just like a great idea, but so poorly executed? And so like I'm not gonna stop you from lamenting about Blood.
Yeah, it's the Magnum Gat's cool.
Schmaglamat.
I think that Blood of the Dead is fun to play still for me. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it's just because it's Alcatraz. It's like a guilty pleasure. Like it's bad and I shouldn't enjoy it, but I have fun every time I play it.
Sky hops on Blood and then is frowning for 80% of it, and then is like, and he does that like the whole time.
I'm like, this map fucking sucks.
He's like,
it looks so pretty. Look
like,
at the graphics. It's like it's updated mod.
That's what he does the whole time. It just flips between that.
Man.
Yeah. Of just like in the elongated word of man. Oh yeah. So I text Sky.
Fucking Christ.
I text Sky before we doing the pod. I was like, hey, when I say when, because I tend to text with like a few words.
It's usually fun. Just saying when is kind of
right?
funny.
And then I type out, "Are you gonna get some bitches?" And then wait for him to start typing.
And then before I can,
and then he starts typing. I just go bam, send it, and then I start like giggling myself a little bit, desperately hoping you stop typing, because that means that you started typing, saw "Are you going to get some bitches?" and then we're like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how long it took, but I started trying to type out a response and just gave up.
Yeah, and I was like, thank fuck it. I lost it, dude.
And then I had to send him the man.
Yeah, I love that horse.
I love man. It's a pic. I'm not gonna put a picture on the screen. It's a picture of a horse on the beach, and it just says man.
She put a clip in the beginning. We're like, you're gonna understand this later, and it's just man.
No.
But yeah, then Cold War has super. I don't know. Never mind. I think it's super unimaginative layouts, but that's not true.
Yeah, I think Cold War.
D Machine is a very unimaginative layout. It's just a very normal layout for a map.
I think the layouts are mostly pretty simple, but I think that 3 of the layouts work very well, or at least work well enough. 2 of them I think work very well.
What are you not including?
I mean, obviously I enjoy Firebase, but I think the layout's not as good as Mauer and D Machina, and then Forsaken just kind of sucks.
Yeah, because Forsaken's just dog shit.
Forsaken's layout is just bad. As much as I enjoy Forsaken and I think it's a fun map,
poor layout.
The layout's not good. Like the worst part about it, which is something that I remember seeing in some video, is that from like watching the campaign and stuff, all of those areas in the campaign are like naturally connected.
So they had it.
Like all those areas, like it probably would have taken a little bit of legwork. It's not as easy as just throwing a teleporter down, but like the areas are connected up enough that you probably could have linked everything up, and like maybe you could have the spawn area be teleporter separated.
But
that would be fine.
Like, what is the point of having them teleporters separate? What's the point?
It's easier.
Is it?
I mean, yeah, because they can take like little sections of the campaign map that they have, and they don't have to do any legwork like making it flow and connect. They can just go, here's your section, you can teleport, you're in the next section, and then all they got to do is put a zip line that links it to the middle area.
They were probably like, we have to make Vanguard zombies too?
100%, yeah.
Fuck, what? Oh, shit.
Or, I mean, it's that, or they were by the time Forsaken is coming around, they're already like deep into working on Vanguard, I'm sure. So they probably had less team, less budget, and all that.
I'm saying by the time they were like, all right, let's get this going on Forsaken, they were like, wait, what? And then it went bad.
So yeah, it's just easier to throw the teleporters down, but it was all linked up. They had it in the campaign. They could have like if they had more time, they could have put the extra legwork and it could have linked up, and it would have been way cooler because it's already a cool setting. It feels good to play in the individual sections. If it all linked up and just like flowed, my God, it would have been great.
And then now let's talk about how Darren Fong flows. How do you feel? How do you feel about Darren Fong?
I think it actually has a really good flow map-wise. Honestly,
Chino Numa's coming out on the 22nd.
Yeah, we're looking at a round-based zombies map for Vanguard, which is gonna have Zabala in it, which fucking sucks.
Zabala's that cringe with a headshot one, right?
Yep.
Cringe.
It fucking sucks.
9 days from right now, so it's gonna be.
It's coming out soon.
So not
next episode.
Not next episode, but the
episode
one
after that. It's gonna be the Shino episode, which is nice actually, because I think the only map we have left is Ancient Evil. Is that the other one that we want to talk about that we haven't?
In Shadows.
And Shadows, yeah. Shadows we're saving though, so we'll do the Ancient Evil episode, I assume, and then we'll do
next week we might have it be the Ancient Evil. Well, we also have the Extinction app. We got the AW app.
Yeah, we've still got we got to go through and like.
Yeah.
Put time into those though.
And
like
then,
we have to at least play every Extinction map
and
together.
then after that, we see if this podcast really has legs. Because we don't have anything else.
I mean, we don't have easy content to go for anymore.
Yeah,
after that.
just we don't have.
The thing is, we do have stuff after that because like we've got AW, we've got Extinction. If anything from that is good enough, like we'll do a Carrier episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I love Carrier, dude.
Carrier's a map that we can talk about in an episode. Maybe we could talk about Extinction stuff. Probably not.
If we're talking like enjoyment of map, not like how good the map is, how well the map plays. If we're talking like how much I enjoy playing it, Carrier's legitimately up there.
Yeah, Carrier's pretty fun.
Carrier's like, would I go as far as to say top 5? Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
I'm going to say maybe, which I think it proves my point.
The fact that it's even a consideration.
I love Carrier.
Yeah, but even after that, we're going to do an episode on that. We could maybe make an episode on another individual map.
They got Plinko.
Yeah, that's fun. We've also got...
Let's do the Carrier episode next week. I want to do Carrier.
Okay, we can do that.
I want to play Carrier now, dude. We gotta get AW fixed.
After that, though, we've got Infinite Warfare Zombies. We've got to do that. We'll make a Spaceland episode, I'm sure. We can talk about the whole game for an episode.
We got World War II
We've got World War II as well, which we'll play through World War II. I want to give it a fair shake.
We gotta give it a fair shake. We gave BO4 a fair shake, and we were like, oh, we made a mistake.
Yeah,
this was a blunder by us.
Yeah, BO4
mostly by me, but blunder by us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We've got plenty of stuff to go for still.
Yeah, we're done. We'll be done with the round base.
That's true. Yeah. We'll be done with the Treyarch stuff.
And then
we're graduating. We also do have the Shadows episode, so we got to do that.
And
can't forget.
And I'm interested because like, obviously once we get, like we haven't. I think we'll still be fine for a good amount of time before we really need to start pulling, because like, we haven't had any speculation episodes on what do we think is going to be Treyarch 2024.
We talked about that a little bit in an episode.
We did, but we could definitely make a full app out of it.
Yeah, we could.
We've still got time.
We got plenty of stuff we can talk about.
Me saying we got to see if this podcast actually has legs isn't like there's nothing left to talk about. It's we have to actually do a little bit of work.
Yeah, we got to put in some legwork.
I've been playing 5 for like 10 years, so let's talk about 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's actually talk about the categories we laid out and not just the layouts. So the most interesting map layout.
I think for most interesting,
contenders.
I think
5. I would say Rev personally.
5. I don't know about Rev, honestly.
I think Rev is really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Rev for me, like obviously it's unique, but once you get past like the jump pads and stuff, it's like it ultimately is just a big circle with like the middle area. So like,
sure,
obviously it's got its own like unique flair to it, but when you get down to just like the
Brass
actual
tacks.
when you get down to brass tacks, when you get down to just the raw, this is what the map is. It's a circle with the middle area. No like branches or anything really.
I'm gonna bite my toenail off. You keep talking.
That's crazy.
That's what I do.
He's biting his toenail off. Yeah, I think for me, the main contenders here, I think that it's like the BO2 stuff for me is like the big stuff. Like Die Rise is up there for me. Die Rise has a really unique layout. Transit.
My knee's in so much pain.
Those are like the two that I think of for sure when I think of unique map layouts. Like Die Rise is the first one that comes to my mind every time. Like it's what I think about because it's for as bad as the map is, the verticality and just like
Yeah, sure. I don't know why, but I'm less interested by the most interesting. Yeah, we'll call it Die Rise.
Yeah, for me it's Die Rise. That's what comes to my mind.
And then let's quickly slide to worst. And I'm gonna say it's probably
what's up Die Rise and Transit?
What's up Transit Die Rise?
Most unique does not mean best.
Does not
by any means.
Man, Transit is bad.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, like... So I went through some different stages in my head about Transit, where I was like, I don't know if the Transit layout is actually necessarily the worst thing in the world, because, like, the concept of it isn't bad. The idea of having, like, a really big, expansive map that kind of loops around... It's like the big circle, but it's like a big circle type thing, you know?
Yeah, and it's such a big circle
different. And it's got like its own unique sections that are like full sections. They're like mini maps. That's a cool concept, I think. But then I was thinking about, I was like, Transit does a lot of stuff bad. I mean, you got the fog, obviously. I don't know if you can count that as a part of the layout, but it's also just so empty. And then also you've got the lava, which at first I was like, lava's not a part of the layout, but it is. It is absolutely a part of the layout.
Multiple areas.
Yeah.
One of which, without Jug, you cannot make it through.
Yeah, like it just cuts off that section of the map from like being moved through. It forces you to play with the bus basically.
So yeah, I feel like the answer to this is don't overthink it.
It's transit. Yeah.
Because like, you know, obviously it's like I think it means I talked about it when we were playing 5 is that it's like, you know, if you look up what's the worst Call of Duty Zombies map, just on Google, look at any list, it will be Transit 85% of the time.
Yeah, Transit and Burger Town.
Yeah, and then when they're including other shit, it might be Burger Town. Yeah. But it's gonna be Transit nearly all of
now
the time.
You're probably to be fair, now it might start to shift into like Caramel Dicta and like Darren Fong.
But like most lists are old.
It's old shit. So the old results are all going to be Transit.
It's all going to be Transit. And we're like, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. You know, in a similar way where you look up what's the best Zombies map, and it's Kino.
Shout out.
But you know, it's like it's not entirely right, but holy shit, it's built so poorly.
From the ground up, it is flawed in its design.
It's crazy that they started out wrong, right? Like,
I mean, the ideas were not wrong, but for every step of the execution, and every step that they were limited by hardware and they had to make a sacrifice, it just destroyed it.
Just every step.
Like the idea is not bad. Having like a campaign almost style, like linear type progression thing where you've got like big spaces you got to travel through. That concept is not bad, and I mean, I think Outbreak proves that you can do big zombies at least kind of well.
You definitely can.
Like some of the Outbreak maps are kind of shit, but some of them flow really well. Actually, some of them work really well, especially with the grapple gun.
I really enjoy what is it?
I mean the
snow map.
Snow map, really?
That's like my favorite one.
I mean, snow map is like one of the better just like open land maps, I think, but it's definitely not one of my favorites.
I like that snow one.
I mean, I don't think it's bad, but I don't really that one is like one of the bigger ones, I think.
Yeah, I just like how you can fly down it.
That is nice. That's one of the unique parts of that region.
I think itching my balls, I'm letting you know.
Sick.
Itching my balls in the podcast.
Talking about unique map layouts, I think we got to mention Armada in here a little bit for Outbreak. Armada is really cool.
Definitely, very.
Armada's really unique. It's the only time in Zombies where you can drive a boat. I think. Is there anything else where you're actually... obviously, in Voyage, you're on a boat. Is there anything where you control a boat or you're, like, anything like that?
Give me a sec.
Like,
Talk,
let
me think.
In terms of the actual layout, Armada, in a lot of areas, is similar to Voyage, but you've also just got, like, the open water and, like, crash ships and stuff. You can drive around jet skis. And then with the Cold War gameplay and the not BO4 system, the interiors of the ships actually flow a little bit better. You can, like, grapple around and stuff. All the Cold War mechanics serve the map really well, I think, and it's really fun and quite unique. And it's something that I did not even think about until this podcast. Got anything, Jack?
Unless you can do shit in TOG, then the answer is no.
No, you cannot. No boat shenanigans in TOG.
The answer is no.
Interesting. Yeah, Armada, though, shout out. Actually,
I think I was breathing into the mic, and I'm really sorry. I think I had, like, deep... I had, like...
whatever. If I remember, I'll edit it out.
Apologies.
I won't edit it out, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I even can, because I was talking the whole time.
Yeah, because we don't have our mics on separate tracks. We really should figure that out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that hard. But also, that seems like it would be extra nuisance for editing.
Maybe, but it would help us.
It wouldn't be
in
that bad, yeah.
But yeah. So interesting, but and then Trans is just the worst. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk about the best because the best is more fun.
Best is definitely a more interesting discussion. So obviously, one of the ones that we mentioned right away was Mob. That one's up there.
Mob's up there. I'm gonna take my far out shot that I didn't talk about before and say Call of the Dead. I love the Call of the Dead layout.
As one of the best, like the top.
As a top 4.
Okay, top 4.
As top 4, prove me wrong.
Yeah, having not played a lot of Call of the Dead, and not really enjoying it, I don't think I can accurately comment on that much.
It's really good, and you're wrong.
I will say, I'm gonna get yelled at, but you know, Tog der Toten, obviously same layout as Call of the Dead, effectively, except like, I think Tog der Toten in some ways actually improves on the layout a little bit.
So I was like, it's cool talking about Tog. And like it's good because it has a lot of the call. Shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ, you ugly bitch.
Listen, in some
ugly,
ways it's worse.
Ugly,
I think that the facility section that you have to zipline to, that's kind of cut off and feels a little bit.
When are you
awkward.
gonna get some bitches?
You know this is a sensitive topic for me.
Hold up. Bitch.
Fucking stupid. My God.
It didn't work. I was gonna cut you off with.
I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Tog is good, better than.
Oh yeah, I think that the
improves.
like facility section feels a little bit awkward to get to,
Yeah,
and
it's bad.
I don't know how they could have done that differently. But Tog also has like different pathways and stuff that makes everything link up a little bit more. You've got like areas that you can blow up with the TNT that lets everything kind of loop into each other, and there's like different water sections and stuff. So
It
everything
loops
kind of
into
loops
each other in so many ways, though. In Call of the Dead,
it does, but it does even more in Tog. And if you take the time to like open everything up, then everything like
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying,
Call of the
man.
Dead's better.
I haven't put enough time into it, but knowing the layouts, I think Tog does a good job with its layout.
Call of the Dead better.
I also wouldn't call it a top contender, though. I don't think.
I'd call it top 4. Top 4, willing to be proven wrong.
Okay.
So then we got Mob.
Mob, obviously. Mob, I don't think we even need to really talk about
It's
too
just
much.
it's just real clean.
It's really good. Everything. It's a big map, and it's. I think Mob is one of those where, in theory, you talk about it and you go, that shouldn't work as well as it does.
But it really does.
Because it's like you've got your 2 separate map sections. They're only linked up by like one long pathway and then the gondola.
Right.
But like somehow, like the gondola is accessible enough and fast enough in BO2, and then the pathway down there doesn't take that long to get down, where it doesn't feel like oppressive most of the time.
There's a lot of routes.
Mob of the Dead gives you a lot of options, a lot of things to do.
Yeah. One of the things I think Mob does really well is that it gives you a lot of openings, right?
Yeah.
That you can like like drop down into that isn't dangerous. Like
Yeah.
it to me it's what makes the prison block work, because otherwise I think it's a fucking mess. But it isn't, because you can just jump.
Yeah, you can just like drop down and then like head back up.
And it's
Like
just-
you're from the 3rd floor jumping down to the warden's office. That's super fun.
yeah, and
If you couldn't do that and had to run around every time, the map is like I think significantly
gonna say.
worse.
which is like it's crazy. If they close that off, it's not top like 3.
Yeah, it's like significantly worse. Does not flow nearly as well.
Yeah.
But just like that's true actually. All those like drop downs and stuff that you have in the cell block.
Really important.
Yeah. And then just like the amount of avenues that it gives you to go.
Yeah.
Like once you open out of the main area, you've got 2 different ways that you can go, obviously.
Also the vibe is just it's so different because the top area is really tight, but it has a lot of ways you can go.
Yeah.
But then the bottom area is a little more open, but there's
Fuck off,
less
sandpaper
like
Tom.
routes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like you're in the bottom area now.
Yeah. But even like in the bottom area, you've got ways to go. Cuz it's like once you open up, you can go cafeteria side, you can go into the cafeteria and then head up to the roof. Or you can activate the thing, go downstairs into the laundry, and then from there in the laundry you can go down into the citadels. Or if you go into the
Yeah,
roof, you can open up.
I'm saying
into,
bottom
like-
area like the docks.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what do you don't what? Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, Mob's just super good.
It's
you
really
like you
good.
won't we don't need to talk about it very much. We've talked about it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Um,
it flows better than it should. I think.
Yeah, it than any better than it has any right to do.
Cause it's in theory it sounds like it should suck.
But it doesn't, which is why it's a top 2 map.
Yeah.
But and then another really good one, but it isn't in my personal top 4, I think, is Origins, purely due to the lack of fast travel.
Origins does have a really good layout though.
Yeah, because it all feels super accessible. The only issue is when you're at Gen 6 and then you need to go Gen 1.
Yeah. It's really nice though. It gives you that early game option, and there is some like actual choice in which one you open, which way you want to go.
Yeah, and
That's like a
nice.
relevant decision, but then it kind of links back into the same area. From that area, you have some choice on where you go, but then it all kind of opens itself up, and then it kind of funnels you into Gen 6.
Yeah, I just
So you have
think
choice,
it
but
works
then
real
as you're
nice.
doing that, it just kind of everything just opens up.
Yeah, and it's just really good. Just a really good layout.
It
overall.
flows well. Look
And
at
then-
me being positive about Origins.
Look
It's
at him.
crazy.
Crazy. A new era. And then I think you've got, to me, what ID my top 2, where I have Shadows and Horizon Drop.
Yeah.
Because I think Shadows is just nice, dude. There's just so much fast travel. And
Yeah,
even-
Shadows is really good.
There's so much fast travel, and you don't even need it. 'Cause it
Yeah.
ain't that big.
Shadows is a relatively small map, I think.
Yeah. And then
Shadows is another map that feels big, but is not that big, I think. At least to me. Like, when I'm playing Shadows, it feels like a significant map. Like I'm in a city, dude. It's like, I'm on the streets, and I'm going into, like, the canals
I think
and,
that
like,
it
the
feels.
floodlight district.
I don't know, but I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Shadows has always felt like a big map to me.
But it's just all so good because you can just slip and slide through everything.
Yeah, Shadows is really clean. Because you've got the... technically from the spawn you've got 2 ways that you can go, but it leads out into the main area.
Well,
And
you
then-
you got one way that you can go that you're supposed to.
Oh yeah,
The
'cause
other area is
I guess the other way you're not
It's a-
supposed to be
yeah,
able to
it's-
open that.
It's a bug.
Yeah. Well,
And they never fixed, so we're here for it.
yeah. Gets used in speedruns a lot, which is cool.
Yeah. And then also you can just change the rounds if you want, which is cool.
That's neat.
Just a little neat thing that doesn't make the map any worse and only makes the map a little bit better. You know?
Yeah, they should have done stuff like that more.
Yeah. It's one of those things that only makes the map a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not
There's
a lot
no
better,
there's
but like
if you want to just jump to round 20, then you can.
you goes
they-
from like a 9.95 to like a 9.97.
Yeah.
I
It's-
say that's I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Yeah. Just to give like it's such a small thing, but if you want it, improves your experience and takes nothing away.
Yeah. So which is always good. That's the best thing. If you want it, it improves the experience, and if you don't, it doesn't take anything away.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it just flows all so well.
Yeah, because you've got that middle area which opens out into the 3 different sections. They're all pretty close to each other, so you can
It's
get around
tight,
quickly.
but not too tight.
Yeah, it gives you space, but it's all like kind of compacted in a way that
Yeah.
feels really nice
You always have just enough space to
get by. Yeah,
like be able to do what you want with the zombies. You know, where in like
Yeah.
Mob you kind of
don't.
you're forced in situations, which I'm not saying is a bad thing.
It's
just
different.
You just
but-
are forced in situations where in Shadows you nearly never are.
Yeah, it all comes down to just like how you use that. It gives you enough space to like use it if you're a good player.
Yeah, and so yeah, Shadows I think rewards you for being a good player.
Yeah,
Which is it rewards you for being a good player, and it doesn't like harm you for being a bad player.
yeah,
Which is what it should be. Shadows is just it's perfect.
yeah.
9.95 cringe, 10.0
Damn.
out of 20.
Yeah, so but then you've got all of the different sections which all have their own like different
Yeah.
pathways and stuff. All of them have like different levels and areas that you can go to.
Yep. And every area is meaningful.
Every area is meaningful. Every area flows really well. You've got the gondola which can get you to from section to section.
It's a tram.
Or the tram, whatever. My bad. And then also in every section you've got portals which link into the middle of the map. So you can portal from one to another, or you can go to the middle of the map, and the middle of the map opens up into the center area.
And it's just man.
So everything just flows really well.
It's perfect. I'm so excited for the Shadows app whenever it comes.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That's the
Whenever
last
it
Treyarch
comes-
map we're covering.
Whenever it comes, you're not going to be part of the episode. It's just going to be me. All right.
Cringe?
We're gonna have
Shadows is my number 2.
cringe.
And it's only because the vibes of Mob are like a little bit higher for me.
Cringe. And then I've got DE, which I really like. Sky wasn't with me all the way on it. I don't know if he's come around at all.
I thought about it a little bit more, and I think that DE doesn't do anything like super crazy to me, but it also
Yeah.
just like
Nothing is spectacular. with
I
DE.
think the maps with like the best layouts tend to not do anything like spectacly or unique, because it just kind of does what works, and what works is a map that just like flows super well. The best maps in my opinion are the ones where everything is like interconnected, and from anywhere you can pretty much get where you want to go easily.
Out of spawn, so not like off spawn, but to get in and out of spawn, they're not in and out, but to get into, there are 4 ways.
Yeah, which is more than most maps give you.
Yeah, and then but you can't leave. You can't like coming out of spawn. You can only go through 2 ways.
3 ways.
Nope.
Well, from when you spawn in.
From when you spawn, yeah. But then
Okay,
if you're later in the game, you can obviously go through the other way. I think it's an interesting thing, but just like doors that don't turn on until you turn on power,
Yeah.
which is something that was like, as you could say, was borrowed from Verruct, but it's just it's just really good. You have
Yeah.
so many areas that you like is, you know, who the fuck plays Derize and Drog and then opens up through the fucking left side
Through
with
QR.
no
I mean, I've seen people do it.
who the fuck does that though?
I think I've seen it in like old speedruns and stuff, maybe even modern speedruns.
Sure, but who the fuck does that? You know,
I mean, it definitely gets used. There's
I
like a
don't-
reason to go that way.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. I mean, for casual play, I usually don't see people take it, but like it gets used.
But yeah, but who the fuck uses that? So you always go on the right side, and it's always super linear, which I think is good. I think it's fine. You can just open up the map, and then it all really opens up because like after that, there aren't very many doors. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you don't have to do a whole lot of opening through DE,
Yeah,
because a lot of it is just like power doors open up for you and stuff.
Yeah, and the power doors open up everything, and then you have the bottom area, which I think is really nice because you can get there and get back multiple ways. With Pack-a-Punch being down there primarily.
Yeah.
And then this is just important. And then the way that they integrate the bow upgrades all into a semi-confined space and all feeling like legitimate is just really good. And I still haven't upgraded the fire bow yet. Waiting on that.
Good one. Good one. Classic.
Gotta throw it in.
Course, yeah. I think it does just have a super clean layout though.
It's just good.
Yeah, like I said, it gives you a lot of like options and ways to go, and once you get everything opened up, it all flows really well.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the well that, like, shoots you up so you can get out of the bottom area with that. You can, like, take the teleporter out, or you can just walk out through spawn, or you can take the staircase out, or you can take the other staircase out.
Oh, man. And then all the jump tabs rarely get used from when I play, but are definitely really good.
They are well placed, I think.
Yeah, they're all really well placed where it just kind of helps you get somewhere a little bit faster. You know?
Yeah, some of them definitely get more use than others, but they're well placed enough that if you need them, they're there, and they definitely can help out.
Yeah.
It's a good implemented fast travel.
Yeah, and then you can go zero grab downstairs. It makes it a little bit faster. You can run through walls.
Yeah.
On walls. Apologies. It's just really good. It's just good.
Yeah, it feels like everything just links up and kind of fits seamlessly together.
And to me, they're top 2, and I can't really decide. I think I might lean towards Shadows just because I'm a Shadows guy.
I'm gonna let my bias show through here a little bit. I think personally I prefer Mob.
Wow, this is an interesting episode of Pod of the Dead. This is different. I think Shadows is the best, and you think Mob is the best. This is a new conversation.
Well, I don't know. Let me clarify that. I don't know if I think Mob is necessarily the best, but it is my favorite.
What are you gonna you give your spiel? I give my spiel.
In terms of best, so since I didn't think about this beforehand, this is what I got. I don't think there is anything else that comes quite on the same level as these maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think DE is definitely up there. I think Shadows probably has the best in terms of just like everything connecting up and being super clean.
Bang, bang. Mike Breen. They call me Mike Breen.
Yeah, I don't know what else it would be. I think it's definitely up there. I wish I had thought about this a little bit more.
Yeah, so do I.
Still an interesting discussion.
Yeah,
I'm sure if someone actually watches this, maybe they can drop a comment and be like, "You fucking idiots! Obviously, this map." We're just gonna go, "Oh,
yeah, do that," and then we'll be like, "What?" And then it'll be great.
Yeah, we'll address it next episode. It'll be a cool little like discussion, like a little correction almost, or like acknowledgement.
And then you'll be a little bit of a guest.
Third guest on the pod.
Yeah, after Juice WRLD in the fridge.
Yep. Actually, we also have Jambo, so fourth,
we got
actually.
Jambo.
Jambo's a guest on this, but this is the first pod with 2 guests.
We got a 4-person podcast.
That's crazy.
Dude, remember how we opened the first one?
How?
With the whole setup going up, you know? With the camera coming up. I really liked that.
That was good.
I'm so really happy that I made it like that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. And then on all the episodes you edited after that, you forgot to put the fade in.
Well, I was talking about, like, opening off the very first episode.
Well, yeah, I know. But then every episode that we open after we started doing the fade-in, you just didn't do it.
Yeah. That's on me.
Which is why I'm now the permanent editor of Pod of the Dead.
He's been the permanent editor.
I'm a little lazy with it a lot of the time. I think a little bit less lazy than I used to be, but I'm still... the Origins episode I put some effort into. After that, I stopped caring.
Sick. Well, let's transition to 5, because this is the map of the episode.
Yeah, we're not going to spend too long actually talking about 5. I think the map layout discussion is a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
That's probably what we're going to, like, title the episode after, if I had to guess.
What do we call it? Map layout.
Which
5.
map has the best layout? Something simple like that.
Something simple. That would get
And I can throw in some, like, overhead shots of, like, some of the contenders.
Maybe.
Something. We'll figure it out. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, but so we got 5, which is, I think, an underrated map. I think it's still underrated, apparently.
5 is absolutely underrated. A lot of people are 5 haters.
I thought
a lot of people are still Shang haters, too.
I thought that we'd come around on 5.
And Shang.
And I thought that we as a society had come around on it, but apparently not.
Yeah, like I remember, I was watching a video. I think it was like a Bricky video.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he's just like a gaming guy. He's talked about COD Zombies a couple times. He's a guy who made a video just like Black Ops 3 is the definitive zombies experience. So we like Bricky in this house.
We like Bricky in this house, okay.
However, I was just watching a video and he just like offhand mentions, or actually I don't remember what the video was, but he mentions Call of Duty Zombies in some regard and mentions Shangri-La, and he's just like, Yeah, like Shangri-La, which fucking sucks. And I was just like, dude,
Cringe.
that's crazy. Like I'm just reminded that like people don't like Shang, and it hurts.
Yeah, I'm still, I think, firmly in the B tier now with Shang.
Which is still good though. It's still a good.
It's
Map.
still a good map. Still a good map. It's just got some things that are a little mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 is a really good map. It's just hard. It's just hard.
Yeah. It's a pretty difficult map.
That's just crazy. So I'm thinking about how I would talk about 5 in like, it's interesting they got the 3 layers,
Yeah, the layout's unique because you've got
Yeah.
from spawn you've got one door that you can open and then an elevator which you have to go down.
Yeah.
5 is a very linear map,
Very
but
linear
I think for 5 it works.
Yeah,
for some maps that have the linearity, I think it works well, and then some just don't feel
Never heard
good.
someone say that's the first time I've heard linearity.
I don't know if it's actually a word, but it got the point across,
Yeah.
so I don't care.
But yeah, I've the layout's interesting, which is what we're talking about it. The Pentagon Thief is cool. Bonfire Stairs look cool.
Yeah, it's crazy that those didn't come back until Classified.
Yeah,
they
and-
never did anything with them.
And then the map is hard.
Yeah.
And what else is there to say?
Yeah, it's a challenging map. It's pretty simple. Very, very like I'm gonna say it again, linear progression.
Linearity.
But yeah, it's something that I've always really enjoyed about 5 is the separation of the 3 layers and like the different vibe of all of them.
yeah, it's really good.
To me, it all still feels cohesive.
Yeah, because it to me it's like the area that like the media would show you, the
Yeah.
area that we all know is there, and then the area we don't know is there.
Yeah, you've got like the presentable, the thing that people think is like the hidden like deep underneath the Pentagon section, and then you've got hell.
Yeah, and it's just like the bottom of it's like an iceberg video.
It's one of the most conceptually creepy maps.
Yeah, it's just an iceberg video.
Yeah,
but
like when
of
you play it,
zombies
you
map.
you don't play 5 and go, oh, it's scary, I'm freaked out. But like you think about it a little bit, and it's just conceptually like kind of freaky.
Yeah, and it's something a way to not necessarily just an entirely similar way because it is just like it also is a creepy map, but kind of like with Zetsubo.
Knew Zetsubo was coming.
You knew Zetsubo was coming.
Of course it was Zetsubo.
Because we're both talking about like experimental shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Zetsubo does a similar thing.
Yeah, except it like isn't just conceptually creepy. It just is overall creepy.
Yeah, I think that in some regards it doesn't do it as well as 5.
I think 5 definitely does it better because 5 has
I think
clearly defined layers.
Yeah,
rather than just open area.
yeah,
into
Zetsubo to
scary.
me, everything feels like kind of the same vibe to me.
Yeah.
Because like once you get into the bunker, it's still like it's obviously different, and if you look into it, it's like creepy shit, but it's also just like everything feels kind of just
Yeah.
like green
Yeah,
island overgrown.
Yeah, you don't get there and go, what? What?
It doesn't feel distinct enough to me. Whereas with 5, each layer has like a vibe to it. Like you
Yeah.
start on the top and it's like all clean and pristine. You get down and you kind of get into the gritty war kind of aspect. You're in the war room fighting and shit. And you go down and you're in a fucking like lab? What's going on here?
Yeah, and it's fucking sick.
Shout out to the pig.
Shut up, pig.
Shout out the pig is one of the most like in-game controversial things that you can have in a zombies map, where you'll be playing with your friends and then someone will just roll up and it's like, do we kill the pig? What do we do? You got the one guy who always stabs the pig, and then the guy who will like get mad about it or try and like not have you kill the pig. No group who's ever played 5 has had like a consistent decision on that. Someone always ends up killing the pig.
Yeah, the pig always dies because someone wants to kill the pig in every game.
In our game of 5, I killed the pig because Jack was being a
Oh, I didn't even
dickhead
know.
about
I didn't
something.
even know. I said don't kill the pig.
No, it was something after that. You did something, and I got mad at you.
I
and it
went,
was like,
I went up the elevator.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
that. I got mad at you, and I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that
yeah.
was.
So we were playing, and we were down in the lab. I had just, I think, revived Jack.
Yeah, I
as he
went
down.
down, and then I just didn't say anything and went in the elevator. And
Yeah,
then
so we were both heading in that direction. He goes into the elevator and takes it without me, and then there's like 5-6 Nova crawlers backing me up. So I'm like, okay, I'm a back into the elevator. I got plenty of space here. And then I just stop and I get cornered by the Novas. And I don't know how I didn't die when I think back on it, honestly.
What I think is funny is you also didn't say that you killed the pig. That was like
No, I did. I absolutely said I killed the pig.
Okay, never mind.
You did not hear it. I said I
didn't
killed the
hear it.
pig.
Yeah, I was like, so what's crazy is that I was like, from my perspective, you were like, okay, we won't kill the pig. And then I did something that I wasn't even thinking about all too much. I just left. And then you were like, you know what? Fuck him. And then you shot the pig and said nothing.
That's almost what I did. But I think I said, like, I was like, fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. Just for that, pig dies.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I was too busy laughing because I was like, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, so I shot the fucking pig in the head.
Yeah. So in every game, the pig dies.
I one of the very small details that Classified has that I like is that they added a hit marker for killing the pig.
Cringe.
I think that's fun. I like that.
I would love to see the stats for how often the pig actually does die in a game.
Yeah. What is the percentage of pig deaths to games played? What's like that ratio?
Is it like 95%? Is it above 95?
Is it lower?
Is it lower? I don't know.
I mean, actually, when I think about it, how many games of 5 have been played that haven't even made it to the labs? Like, should we say, like, how many games have people made it to the pig and then it's been killed?
Yeah.
That's a relevant
what
stat.
What is the life of the pig once the door has been opened?
Once it's, like, in the map, yeah. Because, like, if it were total games of 5 played, so 5 is a hard enough map that I'm sure, like,
yeah, I've definitely
trillions of games have ended, like, on the first and second floor.
You said what?
Trillions.
All right.
Quadrillions of games.
More billions of games. I can't even see him, and I know he's pogging. Yeah, I think this is about all I gotta say about our map 5 and our map layouts. And
yeah, 5 is fun. Winter's Howl fucking sucks. I always hated the Winter's Howl in 5.
I never hated the Winter's Howl. I always liked it.
It's annoying because, like, the Winter's Howl is a cool wonder weapon.
Yeah, it's not any good, but I've always liked it.
It's cool, but, like, see, this is my thing. This is where we differ. It does not feel good to use, and so I don't like it in 5.
Yeah, you're cringe.
It's really fun in Classified because it's actually effective. It does good stuff. It has more ammo. It can infinitely kill. It's not great. It falls off, and it's not perfect, but, like, it's an effective enough weapon.
I think we should get one last word from our big fella over here.
I'm down. Jambo is not happy.
And that's the episode.
Rate this one. This was a fun episode. We've had a couple good in a row. This was like not like top tier, but this was like a solid 8, I think.
This was a no, it didn't open.
What do you rate it, Jack? My God.